I'm a disgruntled Eagles fan, and we're awesome.
Hey Disgruntled, this is a Eagles Buccaneers preview game. This is where I did the recap yesterday for the Panthers-Eagles game. But this is not the Panthers-Eagles recap video, this is the Eagles-Buccaneers preview video. Now, in this video, I'm obviously going to be going over the up-and-coming game in about, as for now, I think it's about 8 hours away. This is a very late upload, sorry about that. Yeah, so I honestly, again, I can come up with a few situations ways where you can beat the Buccaneers, but realistically, I don't think we can beat the Buccaneers just in the state that we are in. Our offense is not playing how they need to be, but our defense is being explosive. But when the defense is put to the real test, like against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys, they seem to implode and let up 40 points and over 300 to 400 yards in the game. So I can't really get a good gauge of this defense when played. And then mediocre to below average teams, they play really good, like the Panthers, 49ers, the rest of the games that we had, Falcons. I just can't really get a gauge on if this defense is good or not. Our corners are really good. When they are put against elite players, like they will in this game, they seem to implode. The real test in this is that the Buccaneers have Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, all at their top 3 receivers, plus other mediocre to really good receiver in that core. Gronkowski is not going to play this game, as well as Dallas Goedert is not going to play this game as well. So we're missing not two of our tight ends, but one of the major tight ends in this game will be missing, Gronk and Goddard. So that's going to be interesting. One little less thing to worry about on the defensive end is having to stop that big guy in Gronk, but we still have to worry about Cameron Brate. What I'm saying is that they have a really solid receiving core that I don't know if we're going to be able to stop. And Tom Brady is looking like the real MVP of this year. He has 16 total touchdowns, 15 of them are passing, one of them is a rushing, and only 2 interceptions. Like, that is absolutely insane. Like, he's 44 years old and he's still putting up elite numbers like he was when he was 25, when he was 35. Heck, when he's going to be 45 years old, he's still playing the same elite level. He has 3 different Hall of Fame careers, and it's just insane. So I don't know if we're going to be able to stop Tom Brady when he's heating up, especially when we're still kind of a new team. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Jalen Hurts. He looks like he's progressing. And this Buccaneers defense is not as good as they were last year. So I think we have the opportunity to exploit this defense. They haven't been playing at the same level as they were. And when they play against elite kind of offenses as well, they kind of get smoked. Let me just look up their past few games of the year just to kind of gauge kind of the score of it, or kind of the scores points against the Buccaneers, because when they do play bad games, they seem to blow them out. For example, Dallas Cowboys versus Buccaneers, it was 31-29. When they played against the Falcons, it was 48-25. When they played against the Rams, they lost 34-24. Against the Patriots, they won 19-17. And then against the Dolphins, they won 45-17. So when they play mediocre to actually good offenses, they seem to be lighting up a lot of points. And when they actually play good defenses, they seem to be stopped. So Patriots showed that they can stop the Bucs offense and stop that offense and being able to score a little bit on that defense. Now, I just don't know if we're at that great of a level or good of a level to actually stop it. That'll be interesting to see. I just don't know, from what I gather, if we're going to be able to stop that. What I want to see is them running Sanders. Even if he gets off to a slow start, just keep chugging Sanders. He needs to be averaging 15 carries per game at the very least. Even if he's only getting a couple yards per average, he's going to be able to find the hole at least a few times and gorge that defense for a 20-plus yard gain. We've seen this last year when he scored a few 75-plus yard touchdowns, and he seems to always find out the hole at least a few times per game, even though he's not averaging 5 yard or even though he's not getting 5 yards every single carry. It's just very interesting, and I want Jalen Hurts to not second guess himself. I know the play calling has been garbage from Nick Sirianni, but it just seems like he's second guessing himself, and that calls to some inaccurate passes that shouldn't be inaccurate due to how open they are. And Quez Watkins is he's so good. He's averaging 20.5 yards per carry, which is tied for top of the league. So get him the ball early in the game, throw a couple bombs to Quez Watkins, hopefully, or even Devontae Smith. Hopefully they would be able to catch, to kind of get the ball rolling, because I feel like if we get momentum started early, I feel like we can carry that throughout the rest of the game. And it'll just be interesting to kind of see how well we hold up, if it's going to be kind of like a Chiefs sort of play, or is it going to be kind of like the Panthers where we kind of force mistakes on the opponent's side while eventually getting the opportunities to actually score. Biggest thing that I want to see, though, to wrap up this video, is that I don't want to see penalties. If we have a lot of penalties, again, we're going to lose. This is how we've lost most of our games this year, if not all of the games, is due to the fact that we keep shooting ourselves in the foot by getting penalties, getting touchdowns called back that shouldn't be called back. Well, they should, because we enforce the penalty, but I'm just saying that we shouldn't have caused those penalties in the first place, because they're simple mistakes like getting pushed out of bounds, false starts, just illegal PI that shouldn't be made. Just simple mistakes that we need to clean up. But on both sides of the ball, I think Lane Johnson and Isaac Samalu are leading in penalties, so we just need to clean up our game and kind of focus on minimizing the simple mistakes. And I believe that we have the opportunity to possibly beat the Buccaneers. I believe that we're going to get off to a fast start, but kind of get stalled, and the Bucs are going to kind of make a little comeback, and eventually win the game. I think it's going to be 31-28 Buccaneers. I think we're going to be able to stay in the game relatively, because I think our offense is actually starting to heat up a little bit, and we'll actually score against the Buccaneers. But at the end of the day, Buccaneers are a way more complete team than we are. They just won the Super Bowl. They have all their starters back, and I'm just waiting. I'm curious to see how this game unfolds, and I think we can keep it relatively close. But at the end of the day, they're better team, more complete team, and I feel like they're going to finish the game and win. And I honestly could see this as a blowout as well. If the Buccaneers get off to a hot start and we can't really stop them, then I can 100% see the Buccaneers taking this game away, which I don't want to see, obviously, but yeah, it's just their offense is really good, and if their defense can actually play, then it's basically game over. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. Jalen Hurts needs to heat up, get the ball to Devontae Smith, get the ball to the Sanders, get the ball into the playmakers, defense, kind of do what he did last week against the Panthers. Focus in on Tom Brady. Focus on Tom Brady passing and completing, but their running game is not that good. They have Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. That core is decent, but it's not a Derrick Henry or Austin Eckler kind of talent. So if we force them to run the ball and have no really options passing, then it's game over, and I feel like we can win. But it's just that Tom Brady is a first round ballot Hall of Famer, so it's going to be hard to stop that, especially when you give him receivers like Godwin and Brown and Evans. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next week.